Good evening and welcome to our third edition of the Wildcat Sports Network. Here with you again, I'm Donald Tucker, the voice of the Wildcats. On tonight's show, we will check in with Coach Wood as the Wildcats prepare for Conway, introduce you to our Coach's Spotlight, as well as take a look at a few of the players that made the difference last Friday night. Today is September 18th, 2015, and Wildcat Sports Network starts now. As always, we have Coach Wood with us to kick things off. Coach, big win last week against Rockhurst. Did you expect a mercy rule, Missouri's winningest football program?
No, I mean, you go into a football game, you never anticipate mercy ruling anyone. Our biggest thing last week was we just wanted to grow and get better fundamentally, try to be a better team. Felt we did some things, came up a little bit short against Webb City. We wanted to improve that, wanted to get to 1-1 in non-conference. Thought our guys played well, jumped on them pretty quickly and got that cushion and able to put away in the third quarter.
What are some of the things that you saw over the film against Rockhurst that you wanted to improve on this week going into Conway?
Well, I mean, we want to continue to try to be good at the little things. I mean, defensively, when we go back and review that film, we got to be more consistent in our tackling. With our spurts, we're really good at it. There's other times where we just got to continue to focus on the techniques we teach you all the guys. And then offensively, it's just sustaining our double teams, trying to be efficient in our running game, continue to get that established, especially early in the game.
So Friday night, the fans, the stadium was rocking. How much of a difference does that make for you and for the team when the fans are into the game?
Well, anytime you got a home environment, you feed off your crowd and you feed off that energy. I've been real pleased with 2 weeks of how students have come out. I think we've had great student support. They've really been engaged in the game. I think even our fans, I mean, in the chairbacks, the reserve section, all the way down, they've all had great spirit and really support our kids. And, anytime you got that environment at home, you're going to feed off that. It gets you excited, keeps you pumped up. One, you want to keep doing well. It's kind of like anything in life. You get praised for it, you want to do more. So having a big crowd there that's loud and into it only enhances the environment.
All right, thank you, Coach. We're going to bring you back later on in the show to help us close it out. Let's take a look right now at last Friday night's 12th man.
The weather is getting colder and school is back in session. That can only mean one thing. Football season is back. And this year, Har-Ber Wildcats' honor and excellence is at an all-time high.
I definitely believe in 12th man philosophy. The student section and the fans in general have so much influence on the game. I support the Wildcats by coming to these games and other sporting events like the volleyball games and cheering them on and basically just being a good fan.
The 12th man has proven to be a vital part of any sporting event, especially for our Wildcats. And this year's fans bring a unique perspective to every game.
I support the Har-Ber Wildcats by participating in game themes. You can see right now I'm wearing goofy eyeliner, I'm sure, and today's game was Rock Out Rockhurst, so we wore our rock shirts.
Students, parents, coaches, regardless of age or profession, the 12th man impacts the outcome of the game on a much larger scale that these players recognize on a daily basis.
Coming out of like the tunnel or the banner on Friday nights and hearing the crowd and the student section going crazy, it just really sets a tone for us, and knowing that they're supporting us and they're excited for what we've been working on all week. And when you finally rip through it and you run down through it with the cheerleaders and stuff, it's just really exciting and it gets us really pumped up and ready to play.
Whether it's on the road or at home, the 12th man and school spirit definitely impact the outcome of the game. With WCSN, I'm Ashlyn Grace Brothers.
Thanks, Ashlyn. Here with us now is Tyler Blackton. Tyler, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Tyler, you've got 4 touchdowns, 227 yards so far. How has your senior season been in football so far?
It's been going good so far. I'm just glad that I can contribute to the team and help our team out. I'm definitely looking forward to the rest of the season.
Excellent. Tyler, you've been watching film against Conway, scout, defense for Conway. What can we expect to see against Conway tonight?
Well, my main focus has been on their defensive backs and watching what they do since I'm a receiver. So I've noticed that they tend to bail out like when the ball snapped typically. So we've been working on our passing game to like hit them in their weak spots.
Excellent. Tyler, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
We're going to take another quick commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to go to our Coach's Spotlight and catch up with our very own Coach Morin. Stay right there. You're watching the Wildcat Sports Network.
Hometown. that word still means something here. It means we're neighbors. We do the right thing. We care about your family. And you deserve the very best every time you walk in the front door. Harps, hometown fresh.
Welcome home to Lindsay Living. From value-packed basic apartments with appliances and washers and dryers to resort-style apartment living on golf courses with fabulous amenities, you'll love where you live and play. Visit lindsaymanagement.com to apply online and see photos, rates, and floor plans for all locations we manage throughout Arkansas and in surrounding states.
Welcome back. Here with us now is Coach Morin. Not necessarily a new member of the staff, but a coach that continues to push the players. Coach, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
Coach, tell us a little bit about your coaching background.
Well, I began in 1998 in Fort Smith. I coached at Darby Junior High and Northside High School. From there, I met up with Chris in 2000 at Stephen F. Austin High School in Austin, Texas. Came with him to Shiloh here in Springdale, then went with Chris to Nashville, Arkansas in 2004. And then in 2006, whenever he got this job, I came back from Nashville, Arkansas, and been in Har-Ber ever since.
Excellent. Talk to us a little bit about what your duties and responsibilities are this year.
This year I'm coaching outside linebackers. Of course, the previous 9 seasons I coached the defensive line, but I'm coaching outside linebackers this year. Players such as Chase Anderson, Talley, Keegan Anderson, and Noah Hayward. But Coach, they're kind of a front guy, run player, as well as a pass dropper, so they've got to get a little bit of both. A little bit more on my plate this year than what has been, but I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Excellent. Coach, if you had to describe your defense in one sentence, what would you say?
I would say I want to be multiple and play fast and physical.
Coach, thank you for your time. I know you're busy. Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
We're going to go to a quick commercial break to hear from some of our sponsors. But when we come back, we will have Austin Henderson on the show. Stay right here. You're watching the Wildcat Sports Network.
We came to Arvest Bank to see what makes it different.
It's a community bank that really reaches out to the customers to make them feel special. I feel special every time I come in here.
They want to be involved in the community and want to be part of the community.
They support our university, our athletic department.
They've told us that they could have a fleet of volunteers there to help this year if we needed.
I see them at a lot of our Hispanic community events that we do.
I can't think of another bank in the city that has such a big community presence as Arvest.
Arvest Bank, our customers say it best.
Do you need new tires? Do you want a price match guarantee? Do you want to wait in a newly renovated waiting room? Do you want tire services at any time with no appointment? Then Tire Tracks is the place for you. With our price match guarantee and the largest inventory of new and used tires in the area, we have tires for every budget. Tire Tracks, Northwest Arkansas's largest independent tire dealer.
Kickoff is not far away, but here with us now is Austin Henderson. Welcome to the show. Austin, you're a third-year starter for Har-Ber. Very unusual for the 7A West. Talk to me a little bit about what that means as far as a benefit to us in your final season.
It's pretty big getting to play with people like Josh Frazier, Isaac Johnson. You learn a lot from those guys, Ricky Dobbins. So they teach you a lot of little tricks of the trade and playing in the 7A West, so it's pretty big.
Good. Tell me, you've seen film, you've studied film on Conway. You're fixing to play him in a few minutes. You've got scout offense on Conway. What can we expect to see? What's the game plan for you?
We know that they're going to dink and dunk down the field, short routes, hitches, and stuff like that. But we trust that our linebackers could handle that, and they're going to try to get the big play after they see what we do. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Excellent. Yeah. Austin, good luck tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
One last commercial break, but stay tuned because coming up next, we're going to bring back Coach Wood, who will break down Conway.
Chevrolet has the longest lasting, most dependable full-size trucks on the road. And at Everett Chevrolet, we think the slogan, "Find New Roads," couldn't be more at home than in beautiful Northwest Arkansas. The 2015 Silverado has the most fuel-efficient gas V8 ever, perfect for those long drives in the country. And for those new roads that are hard to find, Silverado's rugged power will pull you through. Family owned, customer friendly, Everett Chevrolet in Springdale.
This is Jack. And this
I am starving!
is Jack's appetite. It's never satisfied.
I'm hungry. Seriously, dude? What?
Then Jack's mom started serving Tyson Anytizer snacks with all white meat and lots of protein. They're the only snacks that make Jack's appetite disappear. Tyson Anytizer snacks. Consider snacking solved.
All right, Har-Ber and Conway just a few minutes away. What can we expect to see out of Conway this week?
Well, I mean, they're a talented ball club. Coach Ashcraft and his staff do a fantastic job, always putting a great product on the field. Very explosive offensively, got some big playmakers. Defensively, they fly the football, real scheme, they're sound. And so we're going to have our work cut out for us for our first road game of the year.
What are some of the key players on Conway's team that we need to keep an eye on?
Well, it starts with their quarterback, Smith. I mean, he's going to UCA. He's got a great arm. He's a 3-year starter. Make all the throws. The 15, 20-yard comeback to the wide side of the field is always important. Got 2 slot receivers that are really explosive, playmaker-type guys. I mean, that's kind of what they hang their hat on offensively. And then defensively, you know, it's just really a group effort from them. And so they just get to the ball and make plays.
What are, the keys to tonight's game? For a victory tonight, what does Har-Ber have to be great at to win the game tonight?
Well, one is the mentality of coming down here, where we prepared that our guys get focused on the travel. But once we get in the game, we got to win kicking game. They really do a good job in that phase. And then offensively, we can't turn the ball over. I think that was evident last week. We turned it over late, but the game was kind of already put away when we did that. But our first unit's got to really protect the football. Defensively, we got to create turnovers, get a lot of 3-and-outs. If we can get short field position again, I think we can, kind of attack from that standpoint. But those are the big keys.
Excellent. Coach, I appreciate your time.
All right, thank you.
Good luck tonight.
Appreciate it.
For Superintendent Dr. Jim Rollins and Athletic Director Wayne Stellick, I'm Donald Tucker. Keep it right here, because coming up next is kickoff. We'll see you next time. You're watching the Wildcat Sports Network.
Hello, I'm Michael Flowers.
And I'm Joanne Bauer.
YouthBridge is proud to partner with Fox 24 News to help stop bullying.
We want to stop this problem at its source, Michael, and that is why we asked classrooms throughout the region to produce a 20-second video with an anti-bullying message.
Voting will then be open to the public, and the winning classroom will win a $500 gift card presented by YouthBridge. Go to NWA homepage, click on contest, and enter your video on the anti-bullying page.
YouthBridge and Fox 24 News thank area schools for their support in bringing anti-bullying awareness to our area.
We came to Arvest Bank to see what makes it different.
It's a community bank that really reaches out to the customers to make them feel special. I feel special every time I come in here.
They want to be involved in the community and want to be part of the community.
They support our university, our athletic department.
They've told us that they could have a fleet of volunteers there to help this year if we needed.
I see them at a lot of our Hispanic community events that we do.
I can't think of another bank in the city that has such a big community presence as Arvest.
Arvest Bank, our customers say it best.
Welcome, Wildcat Nation. On behalf of Superintendent Dr. Jim Rollins and Athletic Director Wayne Stellick, welcome to tonight's broadcast from Conway, Arkansas at John McConnell Stadium, where the Har-Ber Wildcats play the Conway Wampus Cats. My name is Donald Tucker, your voice of the Wildcats.
And my name is Blake Tucker. Get ready for another exciting Friday night under the lights. Those fortunate enough to be here paid for their whole seat, but tonight they'll only need the edge. This is Friday Night Lights on Wildcat Sports Network.
Right, Blake, we got about 10 minutes before kickoff here. What can we expect tonight from Conway?
I think we're going to get to see an offense that's really struggled a bit early, but they've probably put some things together. They have historically have had a very difficult offense for Har-Ber to contend with, but we've also seen Har-Ber's defense kind of come into their own since they've played Webb City and Kansas City Rockhurst. We got to see them transition into more of a spread style defense, which is a lot of what they're going to face tonight against Conway. when they got to play Kansas City last week. And so I think if they can continue that same kind of intensity and the same kind of defensive play style that they had last week, they're going to be able to hem up Conway's offense. If not, though, it's just going to be an offensive slugfest. It'll be back and forth, and very likely you could see the last team to score win the football game. So it's all going to boil down to really, I'm not too concerned about Har-Ber's offense and their ability to put points on the board. It's going to boil down to whether or not it's going to be just an offensive slugfest or whether Har-Ber's defense can rise to the occasion like they did last week.
Gotcha. Well, Conway comes into tonight's competition with Har-Ber 1-1, just like Har-Ber. They played Cabot and lost to Cabot 34-18, their first game on the 4th, and won last week against Jonesboro 31-17. So they're pretty much matched up competition-wise, same as Har-Ber, 1-1. Coach Clint Ashcraft is the head coach for Conway. For tonight, your judges, while we got a little bit of break in the action, your referees for tonight are Jason Brasher, umpires John Wright, linesman is David Crawford, the line judge is Heath Roberts, and the back judge is Kevin Holmes. I think we're going to take a quick commercial break and get these guys on the field. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to the Wildcat Sports Network.
The Youth Bridge Bully Buster program is this program that we are pushing through the schools to make increase awareness of bullying in the schools, not just for those who are bullied, but for the bullies. The Youth Bridge Bully Buster program is symbolized in these orange wristbands, and kids can wear them proudly and say that they're going to stand up to bullies and they're going to seek assistance, they're going to seek help, they're going to talk to parents and their teachers to let them know that either they're being victimized by bullies or their friends are being victimized by bullies. These kids are wanting to go to school to get an education. They want to hang out with their friends and they want to feel safe when they go to school. And when they're having challenges with their peers, we need to make sure that not only are the kids who are victims of bullying taken care of, but also to try to see what things that the bullies are needing as far as like social skills training or mentoring or any kind of help or understanding as to what's going on with them. And so with the Youth Bridge Bully Buster campaign, we hope to bring awareness and action to bullying in our school system.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett with Everett Chevrolet. You've heard me say we have a better way to buy your new Chevy. If you've not been here to find out what that means, I want to invite you to come see us. You'll love the way we do business. And you can shop our great selection of the North American Truck of the Year, the Chevy Silverado, with the best V8 fuel economy of any full-size truck. Family owned, customer friendly, Everett Chevrolet in Springdale, I-49 at Elm Springs Road. Chevrolet has the longest lasting, most dependable full-size trucks on the road. And at Everett Chevrolet, we think the slogan, "Find New Roads," couldn't be more at home than in beautiful Northwest Arkansas. The 2015 Silverado has the most fuel-efficient gas V8 ever, perfect for those long drives in the country. And for those new roads that are hard to find, Silverado's rugged power will pull you through. Family owned, customer friendly, Everett Chevrolet in Springdale.
Welcome home to Lindsay Living. From value-packed basic apartments with appliances and washers and dryers to resort-style apartment living on golf courses with fabulous amenities, you'll love where you live and play. Visit lindsaymanagement.com to apply online and see photos, rates, and floor plans for all locations we manage throughout Arkansas and in surrounding states.
Hometown. That word still means something here. It means we're neighbors. We do the right thing. We care about your family. And you deserve the very best every time you walk in the front door. Harps. Hometown fresh.
The Youth Bridge Bully Buster program is this program that we are pushing through the schools to increase awareness of bullying in the schools, not just for those who are bullied, but for the bullies. The Youth Bridge Bully Buster program is symbolized in these orange wristbands, and kids can wear them proudly and say that they're going to stand up to bullies and they're going to seek assistance, they're going to seek help, they're going to talk to parents and their teachers to let them know that either they're being victimized by bullies or their friends are being victimized by bullies. These kids are wanting to go to school to get an education. They want to hang out with their friends and they want to feel safe when they go to school. And when they're having challenges with their peers, we need to make sure that not only are the kids who are victims of bullying taken care of, but also to try to see what things that the bullies are needing as far as like social skills training or mentoring or any kind of help or understanding as to what's going on with them. Because sometimes it's not that they have an innate meanness to them. And one of the things that we have to do is go in, and sometimes it's a family intervention. And we can meet with the moms and the dads or the guardians or anybody else who's interacting with the kid who is having these challenging behaviors, and just put some things in place and to redirect them in order so they can be successful in the community and in the schools. YouthBridge has clinicians on staff that are experts in working with families that have these types of challenges, from mental health issues to mental illness issues. We have licensed professional counselors, we have mental health paraprofessionals, case managers, drug counselors that can get involved in a child's life to try to improve their situation. And if the family is needing more eyes and ears to be advocates for them, then YouthBridge has a team that can do that. And so with the YouthBridge Bully Buster campaign, we hope to bring awareness and action to bullying in our school systems.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett. Here at Everett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, family-owned, customer-friendly is more than just a slogan. We're dedicated to giving you the best car buying experience you've ever had. We really do want what's best for our customers, and it shows in everything we do. So come see us for a better way to buy Motor Trend's Truck of the Year, the Ram 1500. Family-owned, customer-friendly, Everett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Springdale.
Welcome back to Conway, Arkansas, to John McConnell Stadium. Getting ready to have the coin toss here. And it looks like for tonight is Manuel Carrillo for Har-Ber is one of the captains, and Chase Anderson. So tonight, Blake, is this going to be run and gun, fast, furious? What?
Yeah, it should be. We should see your traditional spread style of offense. For those people that know what the spread offense is, you should know what to expect from both of these teams. As far as Har-Ber's defense go, I think they are going to play the pivotal role in this game on whether or not Har-Ber mercy rules this team inevitably like we did last week, or really just gets into a slugfest. And so I think the keys for Har-Ber's defense are, number one, contain the edge. This defensive ends have to get upfield, have to contain the edge and keep the big play potential from going around the outside edge. The second one is that, which is just basically eliminate the deep play. The Wampus Cats have a 3-year starter at quarterback that's committed to UCA. So you know he's got some accuracy, and you know he can throw it pretty far down the field. The safeties, the corners, have to really eliminate that deep ball and take away the deep play threat, because the big plays are ultimately what's going to hurt the defense if anything does. And then the third one is put pressure on the quarterback. Help out your cornerbacks and safeties by not giving them all day to throw in the pocket. Bring some good linebacker stunts. As long as the defensive line's getting good penetration to the offensive line, Har-Ber's defense should make quick work of this team.
So the secret to this basically is keep their quarterback, Smith, running.
Yes.
Not let him set up in the pocket, not let him throw, and force them to run at the defense.
Yeah, very few quarterbacks can throw well on the run. I haven't seen him play yet, but I'm going to go ahead and venture to guess that he's less accurate when he's at full sprint than when he's got all day to sit in the pocket.
Right. All right, we are moments away from the kickoff here in Conway, Arkansas. The Har-Ber Wildcats taking on the Conway Wampus Cats. Mythical creature from Conway, apparently.
From books of lore.
So Har-Ber's going to kick off from the 40. Trevor Dobson kicking for Har-Ber. So we're moments away from kickoff here. Both teams 1-1. Both teams coming off of a victory last week. Conway beating Jonesboro quite handedly, it looks like, 31-17, and Har-Ber winning last week against Kansas City Rockhurst, one of the winningest programs in the state. And here we go. Kick is deep into the end zone, and he is going to down for a touchback. So Conway will get the ball, 1st and 10 on the 20. For tonight's game, starting on defense for Har-Ber is Sam Hall, number 91. Alejandro Ramirez at nose guard at 99. David Val, 95 on the right side. Tally Nasali on the outside linebacker. Oliver Nasali, inside linebacker. Jacob Robertson, linebacker. And Noah Hayward, linebacker. We'll finish that up after this play. Conway takes the ball up the middle. He's got a wide open gulp around the left tackle. He's going to have enough for a first down, probably 5 more on top of that. Going to put the ball about the 34-yard line, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for Conway.
Yeah, Conway's got some really big guys on their offensive line, and you saw them there just gash the defensive line, open up a hole, and the running back was able to get his feet moving and make some guys miss.
So Conway back at shotgun, actually the pistol formation. They're going to hand it up the middle. He's going to get about 5 yards on that play. So it's going to be 2nd down and about 4, maybe a long 4.
That was Shamar Harper on the carry for the Wampus Cats.
Number 24 for Conway, Harper. It's a junior. So 2nd down, and they're going to mark it for 5. So it's going to be 2nd down 5 on the 39-yard line. Back in the pistol. Quarterback's in shotgun. Takes a snap. He's going to drop back. He's going to look to the right. He's going to throw deep. Brothers breaks it up.
Almost had an interception there.
Incomplete pass downfield around the 20-yard line. Brothers there on the play to break up the pass for the Wildcats.
That pass was a bomb. It was in the air for a good 50 yards. Beautiful arc on it. Just happens that Brothers really was playing the role of the receiver there, was in position to make the play, and the receiver had to turn into a defender.
So 3rd and 5, drops back for the pass again. Everybody's covered. He's having trouble finding somebody, and he's going to be dropped for a loss of about 5 yards.
It's going to be David Val on the sack there.
Val coming in, breaking through the block. Still 0-0 the first possession of the game. Punting team comes out for Conway. So it's going to be 4th and 5. The ball sets on the 39. It looks like the 32-yard line now.
Yeah, Trey Smith and Dalton Duangdara deep to receive this punt.
So the kick is up towards Trey Smith's side of the field. He's going to take the punt, and he's going to run it. He's going to be tackled about the 31-yard line. So Har-Ber Wildcats will come on the field for the first time on offense. They're going to have the ball 1st and 10. Looks like they're spotting it about the 32-yard line. So starting for Har-Ber on the offensive line is Manuel Carrillo, number 66. We got Kyle Guthrie, 75 at tackle. At guard. We got Drew Dotson at center, number 78. We got Ross Childers at the right guard at 53. Damon Nelson at the right tackle at 67. Har-Ber comes to the line of scrimmage. Pistol formation, 2 split to the right. Chandler back at quarterback, and it looks like we're going to have a flag on the play. I'm not sure if that's a legal procedure. It is. So they're going to back Har-Ber up 5 yards, and Har-Ber's going to get a running start at this with 10:08 on the clock. So to round out the offense, starting tonight, Trey Smith, number 1 at receiver, Tyler Blackton at receiver, Dalton Duangdara also in, Luke Hannon, and Clayton Kunkel. So Trey Smith on reception, he's going to be dropped for, it looks like about a 2-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd down and about 16.
Yeah, and you'll see Coach Wood really like to call these screen plays to the outside. These wide receiver, it's almost a tunnel screen, and sometimes they're effective. But when you get a lot of defense from the inside like that, it's just tough to break that many tackles.
So Chandler drops back for the pass. He looks right. He's going to get a lot of pressure. He's having trouble, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. Great penetration from Conway's defense.
Conway's defense coming out, really Conway's defense and offense here, coming out with a lot of intensity, really showing that they want to win. Har-Ber has to match that intensity if they want to win this football game. They're going to have to up the energy level all the way around.
Har-Ber favored by Hootens by 20 points. Looks like Conway has nothing to lose. So Chandler back at shotgun. 2 split to the right, 2 to the left. Single setback. Looks like Luke Hannon. Chandler dropping back. And he's going to be down. Completed pass to Tyler Blackton, but he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 4th and 10. The ball's going to be on the 32-yard line where they started.
Yep, back to the original starting point, and you're definitely going to see a punt team here.
So not quite the start Har-Ber was looking for with the first possession of tonight's game, but it's a lot of ball game left, Blake.
I think both of these defenses came out with something to prove, just a chip on their shoulder, really showing that these aren't offensive teams, that we're some of the best defenses in this conference. And they both really, in what I expected to be maybe a 1-2 score for both of these offenses, defense is really coming up strong.
So the kick is off. It's going to be close to the 40-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10. The ball is going to be placed on the 41-yard line. So rounding out Har-Ber's defense tonight is Blaze Brothers, number 14, Peyton Kofer, number 6, Austin Henderson's back tonight, number 2, and Brighton Cook, number 9. 8:02 on the clock, and it is still 0-0 here at Conway. So Smith brings the Wampus Cats up to the line of scrimmage, a draw up the middle. He's going to get 3 yards on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and 7.
And one of the linebackers there brought the boom with him. There was a massive collision. I didn't get a number on it, but somebody definitely has a headache right now.
It looks like probably Nasali. It's a good guess.
Usually a pretty safe assumption.
Yes. So Nasali dishing out Payne early in the game. 2nd down. Ball's on the 44-yard line. Smith for Conway. Back at shotgun. Bubbles the snap. Hands it off to the left-hand side. And he's going to be stopped right at the 1st down. Not sure if he's going to have it. It's going to be close. And they're giving it to him. So he's going to have 1st and 10 on Har-Ber's 49-yard line.
Man, Shamar Harper's really got that ability to make guys miss. He's very quick around the edge. It's very difficult for the linebackers to adjust once he's decided to bounce a run outside to get out there to meet him. And I think most of his big plays have come from bounce outs where he just outruns the pursuit of these linebackers. And he's really creating space for himself.
Yeah. 1st and 10, 49-yard line on Har-Ber's side of the field. Smith takes the snap. He's going to hand it up. Same play that was just ran, and the defensive line stuffs him. It's like Val and Ramirez on the stop there.
Guys really closing down to be sure that they get the tackle there. It's always good in the 3-front style of defense that Har-Ber runs. It's always good to see defensive linemen making the play because their first job is not to make tackles. It's to keep the linebackers clean for them to make tackles. But if these guys are taking up blocks and shedding them and then going to make tackles, they're going above and beyond.
So 2nd down and 6. Snap, another draw up the middle again. And he's going to break it for a first down. He's going to get a couple extra yards on top of that. Looks like another 9 yards at least.
It was number 28. Either McCall Dale or Cody.
That's McCall Dial for Conway, number 24. So it's going to be 1st and 10. Ball sets right on the 30-yard line. 6:15 in the first quarter left. Smith dropped back, quick pass to the right-hand side, and he is going to be tackled by Robertson, and he's going to get about 5 yards on the play.
Yeah, as a receiver, when you catch one of those routes that requires you to stop within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage, the last thing you want to do is get tied up around the legs by one of the cornerbacks because you know that there is a big linebacker coming to eat your lunch.
Yeah, Robertson likes to deliver the lunch and eat the lunch. So it's going to be 2nd down and 3. Smith back at shotgun, draw up the middle again. Robertson there handing out some more lunch bags. So he's going to be tackled. It's going to be close to the 1st down.
And it's the old adage, if they're going to make you run, make them pay for it.
So it's 1st down. They're going to signal for a 1st down. So it's 1st and 10 for Conway. Conway stringing together some yardage here on the first quarter of the game, Blake.
Yeah, and with 5:23 left, we might see some points on the board before we get out of the first quarter. Once these offenses start to fall in a rhythm, they start to get dangerous, and so it's the defense's job to try to disrupt that rhythm.
So Conway back in the pistol formation. Smith back at shotgun. One split left, one split right. It looks like we're going to have a penalty. See some laundry on the field.
Looks like there was movement on both sides.
We're going to go ahead and put that on Conway this time. So that's going to back him up for 5. Have a new defensive line coming in.
And this would be your original starters. You got Val, Hall, and Ramirez in there.
So that's going to be 1st and 15 now. The ball's going to sit on the 25-yard line. 4:46 on the first quarter left.
Referee's still standing on the ball.
Not sure what if we have a TV timeout or what's going on here.
A little clock issue here.
Going to reset the clock, it looks like.
Clock up from 4:46. Now it sits at 5:06.
So 5:06 in the first quarter. Fresh defensive line. The starters back in. And it looks like we have a forefront now. Quick pitch to the right-hand side. He's going to pick up about 2 yards on the play. So Henderson on the tackle for Har-Ber. It's his first game back after taking a week off to nurse an injury.
So you're right now, Conway has some dangerous speed in their backfield with Dale and Har-Ber. Both of those guys are very shifty and very difficult to put pads on.
2nd down and 11. The ball's on the 21-yard line. Back in the pistol formation. One left, one to the right. Hands it off. It looks like a reverse around the left-hand side. And we got a flag on the play as well. It's going to be a 5-yard gain, but we're going to see what happens with the laundry here on the field.
Usually when it comes down in that area, you're looking at a holding penalty. Throw it right in the vicinity of a bunch of offensive linemen. Unless it's hands to the face, I think we're going to see an offensive penalty here.
That's exactly what we have, holding on Conway. So that's going to back him up for 5. Disrupting the momentum of the Wampus Cats here a little bit on the short side of the field.
Yep. Now holding is a 10-yard penalty.
10 yards, so it's going to be 2nd down and close to 20.
Yeah, holding on first down is a very difficult thing to come back from. Sets you back, limits your play calling. Now we got 2nd and 20 to go, and really only 2 solid plays to get those yards. And so you're looking at downfield plays. Safeties and corners should be ready for passes from this quarterback.
So Smith back at shotgun in the pistol formation. 2 split to the right, 1 to the left. He's back for a pass. He's having trouble finding somebody. He's getting a lot of pressure, and he's going to throw it out of bounds.
Probably a good bet there. He had a lot of linemen bearing down on him. I mentioned at the beginning of the game one of the keys for this game was limiting how much time this quarterback got to sit comfortably in the pocket. And so far, there hasn't been a whole lot of pressure. We got to see a sack, but really one guy breaking free. For the most part, his pocket's been untainted. And so if they can get more pressure on him, it's going to force more bad throws, which is going to make this secondary able to play a lot more fluidly.
So it's 3rd down and 20. The ball sets on the 30-yard line. 3:46 on the clock in the first quarter. Quarterback Smith drops back, looks downfield. He's got a man open, and it is incomplete in the end zone. Looks like it was broken up there by, can't see who that is. It's like Kofer.
Yeah, and the receiver there was doing a great job blocking out. It almost looked like he was playing basketball, getting ready to post up and hit a jumper through the uprights there. But ultimately, the cornerback was able to, the safety was able to come over the top and break that one up. But the receiver did a great job of trying to put himself between the defender and the football.
I think that was actually Brighton Cook on that play. So 4th down and 20. Quarterback drops back for the pass. We got a flag on the play, and he's going to be dropped for a loss, but we do have some laundry down.
Great sack there by Chase Anderson.
So I think the refs are going to talk about it. Not sure what exactly they're doing.
Flag came down from the line judge.
So legal formation on the offense, that penalty is going to be declined. So Har-Ber escapes a little bit of a threat there early in tonight's game as Conway turns the ball over, and we'll have the ball 1st and 10 on the 39-yard line.
Yeah, great job by Har-Ber's defense getting their offense out of a jam here. We still have a 0-0 ball game with 3 minutes and 34 seconds left. Now it's the offense's turn to start finding their rhythm and making something happen.
So Chandler hands it up, looks like, to Hannon. He's going to be stopped maybe for a gain of about 1 yard at the drop the middle.
This Conway defense is no stranger to Har-Ber running the football. These teams have met a couple times in the playoffs, very familiar with each other. They run a very similar style of offense and defense. Look for this defense to really show up to stop the run tonight. They know exactly how good Luke Hannon is at rushing the ball. They're aware that he was the conference leader last year. They're going to pull out all the stops to make sure that he doesn't run all over them.
So Chandler hands it up to Hannon again up the middle. Hannon dredging through about 6 or 7 of the Wampus Cats for a gain of about 5 yards there. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. A long 4 maybe. That is 5 yards the hard way.
And that's how Har-Ber's offense likes it. They are perfectly content to play that boring style of running it up the middle and proving that they're bigger and tougher, and then surprising you with that over-the-top pass play.
So the ball's on the 45, hands it off to Hannon again. He picks a hole, and he's going to be dredging through about 4 yards. It's going to be close to a 1st down.
You got 2 different spots from the different line judges. The one on the far side of the field has spotted him for a 1st down.
And it looks like they got enough for a 1st down.
They did.
1st down for Har-Ber, 2 minutes 19 on the clock. The ball's on the 49.5, approaching the Wampus Cat side of the field.
Yeah, and Luke Hannon, they're really proving that he's an every down back. Just hand him the rock and let him pound away.
So Chandler hands it off again. He's going to break around the right-hand tackle. He's got enough for maybe another 1st down. It's going to be close. They're going to mark him short, it looks like. I believe he got it, but we're going to go ahead and let the officials do their job.
There was a poor secondary player for Conway that was on the wrong end of that shoulder pad.
So 2nd down and about a football. Chandler back at shotgun. Trey Smith down here on the short side of the field. Hands it off to Hannon again, and they're just daring him to stop. He's going to get 5 yards on the play.
Yeah, that 5-yard a carry average. Really, I believe he averaged about 5.4 yards a carry last year when he led the conference, and he's definitely maintaining that in this game. If you can get that many yards a carry consistently, there's no reason to stop running the football. You burn clock, and you're going to drive down the field and score.
So Har-Ber giving their defense a chance to rest as they just pound away yard after yard with Luke Hannon. The 7A West leading rusher last year. Chandler back at shotgun, fakes the handoff. Chandler back, throws it deep, it's got a man wide open, and it's a touchdown for Har-Ber Wildcats.
Dalton Duong-Dar on the reception there.
Wide open, and that's kind of Chris Wood's philosophy. We're going to run it at you, run it at you, run it at you, and we're going to burn you deep.
Yep, and you saw him go after that ball. I was afraid at first that it was overthrown, but Duong-Dar turning on the afterburners and making sure he climbed under that one to go get it and really pulled that one in for Har-Ber.
Absolutely. So with 1:09 on the clock, Har-Ber lines up for the extra point for the first score of tonight's contest.
And you'll see so many of Har-Ber's points come that way. Really, run play, run play, run play. Luke Hannon averaging 5.4 yards a carry, and it's working, and it's driving them down the field. Then when they're about 30 yards out, 30 to 40 yards out, drop back and deliver a perfect strike to one of your receivers and catch these safeties sleeping. Or if they're not sleeping, they're at least coming up to help with the run. And so far, they've been very effective at scoring this way this year.
So Har-Ber's extra point good. So towards the end of the first quarter, Har-Ber leads 7-0 over the Wampus Cats. It's been a bit of a defensive struggle.
Yeah, it has been. But I think, like I talked about earlier, Har-Ber's offense is finding its rhythm. It's finding what it's good at, that patented style of scoring that they're just so content on manifesting and basically keeping that rhythm. If they can keep that up, then they're going to be fine this game. What we have yet to see is Conway's offense develop a rhythm, which could still happen here. And so Har-Ber's defense is going to have a tall order making sure that rhythm gets disrupted and there's not a consistent groove that they can find, because that's when your offensive points come.
So Har-Ber lines up for the kickoff. The ball is deep. It is going to be in the end zone for a touchback. So the Wampus Cats will get the ball, 1st and 10, starting at the 20-yard line. And let's see if the Wampus Cats have an answer for Har-Ber's defense.
All about that rhythm. We're going to see if these guys can make something happen. This Har-Ber defense really has to maintain that intensity that they had at the very beginning of most of the games that they've played in. A little bit less, I think, this game than they've had in previous games, but they're starting to come into their own and find it. And so I would not be surprised to see guys flying around on this possession after a conversation with the coaches.
So Smith for Conway, back at shotgun in the pistol formation, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. It's 1st and 10, takes the snap, it's going to hand it up the middle, and it is going to be enough for about 6, 7, maybe even 8 yards on that play.
Peyton Kofer was there to finish that tackle. These running backs for Conway are so slippery. They can hit the tiniest gaps and still turn it into something. It's very difficult for them, for Har-Ber's defense to wrap them up. It's going to take 2 or 3 guys to bring them down because they're just so agile.
So 2nd down and 1, ball sets on the 29-yard line.
Har-Ber moving to a 4 down front here, walking down to Solly on the edge.
So same pistol formation that Conway's ran the majority of the night so far. Handed up the middle, and he's going to cough it up. Har-Ber's going to jump on it and pick it up and run, and he's going to be tackled. So Har-Ber gets the ball on a fumble recovery, and it looks like that's Brighton Cook on the fumble recovery.
It was Noah Hayward, actually.
Hayward on the fumble recovery, so it's be 1st and 10 for Har-Ber. They're going to have the ball on the Wampus Cat 49.
Great change of momentum there by Har-Ber's defense. The number one thing that breaks up rhythm, that breaks up offensive momentum is change of possessions or takeaways. And now it's going to be up to Har-Ber's offense to capitalize on that takeaway. That's where you win football games, is the points off of turnovers. And so very tall order for the offense coming up.
So 1st and 10 for Har-Ber, score 7-0. Har-Ber. Chandler drops back, throws it to Smith, and Smith is going to score for a touchdown, catching it over his shoulder, Willie May style.
And that's another patent of this offense. After a takeaway, the defense, regardless of what team you play for, after a takeaway, a huge shift in momentum, the defense should always be ready for a big play. So that's the next biggest thing to keep that momentum going. You guys are all excited. The other team's deflated. air it out. Let your receivers run under it and try to catch these guys napping in the back in their secondary. Har-Ber's very good at doing that, and they more times than not score on those big plays after takeaways.
So Har-Ber lines up for the extra point. The kick is up. The kick is good. So with 14 seconds left in the first quarter, Har-Ber leads 14-0 over the Conway Wampus Cats.
Very different mindset now moving into the second quarter. We have 14 seconds left in the first quarter here, but as we move into the second quarter, it's easy to rationalize as a team when you're down by 7 points. You're like, it's just one touchdown till we're just neck and neck with these guys again. If you still have 0 points and the other team scores again and puts up that 14 on you, even though it's only 7 more points, it's a completely different mindset that you're going into the game with. Now you're not just playing possession to possession, you're truly playing from behind. So very good opportunity for Har-Ber here to capitalize on this wave of momentum that they've been riding. As long as they can keep this up, it's looking very good for them. Conway, on the other hand, has to dig themselves out of a hole here.
So Har-Ber lines up to kick it. We're going to close the end of the first quarter after this possession. 14-0 Har-Ber over the Conway Wampus Cats. The kick is up. The kick is going to be deep into the end zone, and it is another touchback. So Conway will get the ball, 1st and 10 on the 20. 14 seconds left in the first quarter. Har-Ber 14, Conway 0, striking another touchdown after a fumble recovery by Noah Hayward.
Exactly what I was talking about there on points off of turnover. Har-Ber capitalized almost instantly on that turnover, and so now you have 1 turnover and 7 points. Now the key is just keep the ball rolling.
So Smith back at shotgun, hands the ball up the middle for another draw play. He's going to be tackled by a couple of the Har-Ber Wildcats. So it's going to be a 5-yard gain. So it's going to be 2nd down and 5. Ball sets on the 25-yard line.
We are about to break quarter here, so we're going to cut to a commercial break, and we'll be back right after this.
Do you need new tires? Do you want a price match guarantee? Do you want to wait in a newly renovated waiting room? Do you want tire services at any time with no appointment? Then Tire Tracks is the place for you. With our price match guarantee and the largest inventory of new and used tires in the area, we have tires for every budget. Tire Tracks, Northwest Arkansas's largest independent tire dealer.
Conway, Arkansas, where the Wildcats of Har-Ber lead 14-0 over the Conway Wampus Cats. So it'll be 2nd down as we start the second quarter. 2nd down and 5 for Conway.
Big possession here for Har-Ber's defense. They need to ensure that they continue this wave of momentum that they've been riding. The intensity's been all right. As long as they can keep it up, they'll be good.
So Conway around the left-hand side. He's going to be tackled by, it looks like, Robertson on the tackle. It's enough for a 1st down. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Conway. Ball's on the 22-yard line. Har-Ber 14-0 over Conway at the moment.
Clock continues to roll down under 11 minutes and 40 seconds here.
So Smith takes the ball, quick pass to the left-hand side to Conway. Looks like Allen on the reception. So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 2, it looks like. 2nd down and 4. So great penetration by Ramirez. Looks like he's going to stop. It might be for a loss of about a foot. It depends on the spot. They're going to spot him back on the 40, so he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Maybe just a couple inches more there.
So 3rd down and 2. Conway's going to hand it off the right-hand side. He's going to be stopped immediately by the interior of Har-Ber. He's going to be dropped for a loss. So it's going to bring up 4th down and 4 for Conway, and they're going to bring the kicking team out.
Another great stop there by Har-Ber's defense. The intensity level is there, and they're getting, I think, all of the appropriate plays, all of the appropriate pressure that they're doing. Had 2 sacks so far. We're seeing great penetration all the way around. I think as long as they can maintain this, we're still looking very good.
So it looks like we have some false start, dead ball penalty against Conway. So they're going to back him up a little bit more for this 4th down. So it's going to be 4th down and 7, which is probably irrelevant since the punt unit is on.
Yeah, we're still going to see a punt here. I don't think we're going to see any trickery, and they're backed up so far into their own territory. Very short punt out of Conway here.
The ball is going to go out of bounds about the 45-yard line. Not quite the punt that Conway was hoping for, but that's good field position for the Wildcats. 9:44 in the second quarter left. Har-Ber leads 14-0 over the Conway Wampus Cats.
Har-Ber's offense rolls up to the line here, looking to keep imposing their will on this defense. Maintaining momentum is the theme.
So Chandler back, hands it off to Hannon up the middle. Hannon's going to play a little bit of football twister there. We got a left hand blue, right hand red as he gains 5 yards there.
Yeah, very good at basically sensing where the hole is and finding room to run. And if there is no room to run, you can count on him to carry guys for as long as it takes to get the yards in.
9:22 on the clock as it continues to click down to the second quarter. 2nd down and 5. Ball sets on the 48-yard line. So Chandler back at the pistol at shotgun. The snap is off. Hannon up the middle again, and he's going to dredge for probably 2 yards. Depending on the spot, they may give him 3.
Ran into a wall of players there. I'm pretty sure the entire interior of the Conway defense was in on that tackle.
So it looks like they're going to spot the ball about the 50-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down and 3 for Har-Ber. 8:43 in the second quarter left. Har-Ber still leads 14-0 over Conway. Chandler back at shotgun. Hannon behind him. He's going to hand the ball off. No, Chandler's going to keep it around the left-hand side. He's going to get enough for a 1st down. He's going to tack on 6 more on top of that. And they kind of lulled me to sleep there a little bit, Blake.
Yeah. When everything starts to get a little bit boring, you have to be wary as a defense and get ready for that trick play, that extra fake, that guy coming from the different direction. Har-Ber's very good at executing on their trick plays. It's not just one-offs for them. They're very good. They work these in practice. It's something they're very proud of. And when it comes time to run it, the guys are excited, and they usually execute on them.
1st and 10. The ball's on the 42-yard line. Chandler back at shotgun. It's like handed off to Hannon up the middle. It's going to be about 5 yards on the carry.
And one of the advantages to this style of offense is it does burn a lot of clock, which is exactly what you want to do when you have the lead. So when Har-Ber goes up early like this, their offense is built to protect leads. A lot of run-heavy offenses, you're going to see once they get the lead, it's very hard for teams to catch up because when they get the ball back, there's not a lot of clock to do anything with it. Har-Ber really burning a lot of clock on this drive.
So Trey Smith on a jet sweep around the right-hand side. He's going to get stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Looks like he met 2 of the Conway's defensive players there, and they were not selling cookies. So that's going to bring up 3rd down for Har-Ber. 3rd down and 7. The ball's on the 39-yard line. Chandler back at shotgun. 2 split to the left, 2 to the right. Looks like Blackton's in, so I'm expecting to see Blackton catching a touchdown pass here. And incomplete, overthrowing Hannon across the middle.
Chandler feeling some pressure there from the outside edge. Really, I guess sheer luck that he didn't. He overthrew his receiver, and sheer luck that he didn't throw his first interception on the year there, as there was a guy in position to make it, but he overthrew him as well.
So 4th down and 7, maybe a long 6. The ball sets on the 39-yard line still.
Har-Ber with a couple options here. They can go with their quick punt with all of their offensive guys on the field, or they can go ahead and go for it. They're deep enough in Conway territory to pull that off.
So Chandler back at shotgun, drops back. He's going to sneak up into the Trey Smith is going to complete that pass for a 1st down. It looks like Chandler just sneaking up into the pocket there so he can get the pass off because of the penetration from the defense.
Yeah, I found Trey Smith really come open. The cornerback kind of lost him in his peripheral vision. Trey Smith came open, and Fuller Chandler did a great job of stepping up in the pocket, sensing the pressure, collapsing it around the outside edge, stepping up and delivering a pass right on the money to convert on a very clutch 4th down play.
So 1st and 10, the ball's on the 30-yard line. 7-11 on the clock. Har-Ber leads 14-0 over the Wampus Cats. Chandler hands it up to Hannon up the middle. Hannon putting the team on his back for 5. I mean, I think there's 4 guys not on that play.
Somebody lost a helmet there.
Conkle on the helmet equipment on the sideline.
Per AAA regulation, when you lose a helmet, you do have to come out for a play regardless of whether or not you were injured.
So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Wildcats, who lead 14-0 over the Conway Wampus Cats. Chandler back at shotgun, twin to the right, Trey Smith to the left, handed off to Hannon around the right-hand side, and he just plows over 2 Conway Wampus Cats and dredges for close to a 1st down. It's going to be about a yard short.
2 Conway defenders just found a new meaning to taking it on the chin, which is exactly what happened on that play.
So 6:21 in the second and left to go in the first half. 3rd down and 2 for Har-Ber. Har-Ber still leads 14-0 over the Wampus Cats. So Chandler under center for the first time, hands it off to Hannon up the middle, who's got enough for a 1st down.
A timeout has been called by Conway.
I think they're just stopping the clock to move the chains. So it's 1st and 10 for Har-Ber. 5:58 on the clock. Ball sets about the 17, 18-yard line. So Har-Ber threatening to score again to end the first half with 5:40 on the clock.
Really eating up so much of this drive with their running plays.
So it looks like Nasali, I believe, on the run.
Another one of Har-Ber's great backs, has great lower body strength and great center of balance. He can really drag guys with him and break those arm tackles very easily. It's nice to have a guy of his caliber that can spell Luke Hannon. He can really bring in fresh legs at running back without having a drop-off in talent.
So Chandler back under center, and Nasali back to the single setback. He's going to take the ball again up the right-hand side. And he's going to get a couple more yards. So he's going to tack on 2 more, maybe even 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd down. 3rd down and 3, maybe even 3.5. Ball's on the 11-yard line. 4:42 as it continues to drop on the clock. 14-0. Har-Ber Wildcats.
And Har-Ber had no rush here, going ahead and letting the clock roll down, taking their time running this play. They're in no hurry to give the ball back to Conway's offense. They're going to go ahead and let their defense rest and ensure they get points in this drive.
So bootleg to the right. Chandler looks across the middle and throws incomplete across the middle to looks like Trey Smith, I believe.
It was Connor Maltabia on the coverage there for Conway. He was all over the receiver.
So with 4:19 left to go, it's 4th down and 3 in the first half. Har-Ber still up 14-0, and the field goal unit is on the field.
And the kick is good.
So add 3 more to that. Har-Ber leads 17-0 over the Conway Wampus Cats. A little bit of a shaky start at first, but looks like the Wildcats have finally found their rhythm.
Yeah, and you really would have liked to see them come away with points, but that's not realistic on every single drive. We understand there's things that happen, and there's some lulls and specific player intensity. Don't look for that to be the theme moving forward. I think we're going to see Har-Ber go back to scoring more. We're going to see some different play calls. We're going to see guys pick up intensity as this game moves on. So nothing to worry about here. During this change of possession, the Wildcat Sports Network would like to thank Catering Unlimited and Tire Tracks for donating the audio equipment to make this broadcast possible. All of the Har-Ber Wildcat fans at home in Springdale and abroad can listen to this game, even though we are 2.5 hours away from our home stadium in Springdale, Arkansas.
So 4:19 on the clock to end the first half. Har-Ber lines up for the kickoff. Kick is up, and a kick is deep again in the end zone for a touchback. So Conway will get the ball 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. Har-Ber's defense trying to find the right combination to stop the draw up the middle, Blake.
Yeah, and it hasn't been broken yet. Like I was talking about last week, Har-Ber's defense usually has a bend but don't break mentality. We're looking at a defense that still has allowed 0 points. They're playing phenomenally well. Even though there's some mid-yardage plays that they're giving up, they're making plays when it matters, which is before the blue team crosses the goal line. It's before Conway gets into the end zone, and that's what needs to keep happening. If they do that, they'll be just fine.
So Smith takes the shotgun snap, and he's going to break one tackle, and he's going to be dropped for a loss of about a yard by Jake Robertson on the tackle.
There was 3 or 4 Har-Ber defenders in the backfield there, putting pressure on him, making him bend that run out wide. As a running back, you do not want to get caught running east and west, which is what happened to Conway's running back there.
So they're going to get a good spot back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10. Smith back at shotgun in the pistol formation. It's twin to the right. Drops back for the pass. He's going to get some pressure there. Ramirez on the chase, and he's going to miss. And it's going to be incomplete, but almost picked off by Austin Henderson.
Yes, that would be Henderson back there. Poorly thrown ball, largely because of the pressure. I talked about that was one of the keys to the game, and they've been putting very good pressure. Had several tackles for a loss. We do have a couple sacks so far in this first half, and you can attribute that throw to the quarterback being pressured by Ramirez there and had somebody else coming up on the outside to make that tackle. He didn't have time to set his feet, which forced that bad throw.
So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Wampus Cats, who trail Har-Ber 17-0. So Smith drops back. He's going to roll out under pressure, and he's just going to sling it downfield out of bounds. Not a lot of success. So that brings up 4th down and 10 for the Wampus Cats.
Score still 17-0 Wildcats. So we have 3:31 left in the second quarter.
So Conway really struggling against the defense now. Looks like Har-Ber's defense kind of hit their stride a little bit in the second quarter.
I think Har-Ber's defense really found their identity throughout the play of last week's game at Kansas City Rockhurst. When they first started playing that style of defense that they're so comfortable seeing, I think they really came into their own and showed what they could possibly be, and they're repeating that performance this week.
So a wobbly kick across midfield to the 45. Looks like it's going to be down to about the 44-yard line. So Har-Ber will get the ball with 3 minutes and 21 seconds left in the first half. Har-Ber still leads 17-0 over the Wampus Cats. 1st and 10.
1st and 10 Wildcats are going to get the ball back here at a chance to extend their already 17-point lead.
I'm looking for a deep strike right off the bat.
Absolutely. Change of momentum. It's one of Coach Wood's favorite moves.
So Chandler back at shotgun, the pistol formation. Hannon up the middle on the draw. He's going to pound away at least 3 yards, maybe 4, depending on the spot. Now, whoever's tackling Hannon on these dive plays up the middle is going to have to take some Tylenol tomorrow.
Absolutely. You're having to really reach. People don't think about it, and they think it's all shoulder pad to shoulder pad in that interior there. But when your linebackers are coming across to make a tackle, more often than not, especially with quick backs like Hannon, you're really putting an arm on him and just trying to arm tackle him and any means to get him down. Very sore shoulders and elbows, definitely.
So 2nd and 6. Chandler is going to be tackled for a big loss.
There were 4 blue shirts in that backfield. Breakdown of communication on the offensive line, I think.
So that's going to bring up 3rd down and close to 15. 3rd down and 17. The ball's on the 37-yard line. Not the direction the Wildcats are looking for. 2:16 left in the half. Har-Ber still leads 17-0 over the Wampus Cats. So Chandler back at shotgun. Trey Smith split to the left. 1 split to the right. Trey Smith comes inside, catches the reception. He's going to have enough for it's going to be close to a 1st down. He's going to be about 2 yards short. So a great little 15-yard run or pass play to Trey Smith as he weaves his way through the Wampus Cat defense.
Yeah, great play by the offensive line there. The offensive line had a little breakdown the last play, and Conway was bringing pressure. So the next offensive play that they called there is a screen play. Go ahead and let them bring that pressure, outrun the tunnel screen coming inside from your wide receiver, and that just creates more space for him to run around. And that's the real reason that Trey Smith had so much success on that play, is because Har-Ber is bringing great play calling in response to Conway's pressure.
So Har-Ber's going to call a timeout with 1 minute and 18 seconds left to go on the clock. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back right after this. You're listening to the Wildcat Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett with Everett Chevrolet. You've heard me say we have a better way to buy your new Chevy. If you've not been here to find out what that means, I want to invite you to come see us. You'll love the way we do business. And you can shop our great selection of the North American Truck of the Year, the Chevy Silverado, with the best V8 fuel economy of any full-size truck. Family owned, customer friendly, Everett Chevrolet in Springdale, I-49 at Elm Springs Road.
Welcome back to Conway, Arkansas, home of the Wampus Cats. We are fixing to go into halftime. Minute 18 left on the clock. Har-Ber leads 17-0 over Conway. It's 4th down and 3. Har-Ber taking a little bit of a timeout to rally the troops and come up with a formula to get a 1st down here.
Yeah, look for Har-Ber to try to come away with points here. They're not going to waste the time left that they have left in this half.
So Chandler rolls to the right. Looks like he's going to keep it, and he's going to have enough and he's hit out of bounds. Looks like he's hit a little late. I don't see a flag, but I do see enough for a 1st down, so that's going to move the chains.
And that's exactly why you run that fake there. Give the ball to your quarterback, who still possesses that 4.6 40 speed, and let him make a decision on whether or not the defense looks like he could go for it. Rugby-style kick, let him roll to the outside. There's just that breaking point where you decide whether or not you want to kick it away or just tuck the ball, drop your shoulders, and go for it.
So 1:13 left to go in the first half. 1st and 10. The ball's on the 45-yard line. Chandler back at shotgun. Smith across the middle. Throws it to Smith, and it's going to be completed. Tip drilled. Well, that's a wacky play. So it was tipped by the Wampus Cats. Trey Smith catches it, then fumbles it, then jumps back on for his own fumble recovery down on the 10-yard line.
There's a one-man circus there. Trey Smith ensuring that play stood, setting up the Wildcats very good for a scoring drive here.
A lot like football hokey pokey there. We had the right leg in and we shook it all about. 1st and 10, less than a minute as it continues to run. So Luke Hannon around the left-hand side, he's got a little bit of a seam, and he's going to power through. He's going to get to about the 1 foot line. So Har-Ber still leads 17-0 over the Wampus Cats, and they're threatening to strike again.
They're going to go ahead and let this clock run. They do still have they have 2 timeouts left. I'm sorry. They're going to go ahead and let this clock run down. They're very confident in their ability to just pound it into the end zone here.
So Chandler under center. Looks like they're just going to hand it up and dare him to stop him. Handing over the top for a touchdown. Wildcats score again, adding 6 more points to an already 17-point lead.
Great extension there. No need for clock management when you got a running back and an offensive line like this. Just led the way. You had Hannon on the dive there, and then you had your interior guys, just Ross Childers and Drew Dodson, Kyle Guthrie. Those guys just paving the way for him to just jump right over the top. Excellent play by the offensive line and the running back.
So Har-Ber lines up for the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So at 21 seconds left on the clock, Har-Ber leads 24-0 over the Conway Wampus Cats.
Wildcat Sports Network would like to thank Catering Unlimited and Tire Tracks for donating the audio equipment to make this broadcast possible.
So Har-Ber lines up for the kickoff. 21 seconds left to go in the first half down here in Conway, Arkansas. The kick is up, and it's going to be a touchback.
Great kickoffs here, all going into the end zone. No chance for a return. In this high school football, they won't let him bring it out of the end zone, so he can guarantee that there's not going to be a return, which I think is smart when you're kicking to guys that have such speed like Conway has.
So the Wampus Cats will have 21 seconds on the clock, 1st and 10 from the 20. Har-Ber leads 24-0 over the Wampus Cats. Smith back at shotgun, drops back, looks to the right, has enough for a first down on the completion. He's going to get a couple more on top of that.
Har-Ber given a lot of cushion here on defense. Don't be shocked to see that underneath play go through. There's only 15.8 seconds left here in the second quarter, and so these guys are really in prevent-style defense. Just back way off and don't let them get in field goal range.
1st and 10 for Conway. Ball sits on the 34-yard line. Smith back at shotgun, drops back, looking for a receiver to the left. He's got a lot of pressure, and he's going to be dropped for a loss by all 3 of Har-Ber's defensive linemen.
And a linebacker in there as well. Chase Anderson was in there.
So we're going to go into halftime. Har-Ber leading 24-0 over the Conway Wampus Cats. Enjoy the halftime show. We'll be back right after this. You're watching the Wildcat Sports Network.
The Youth Bridge Bully Buster program is this program that we are pushing through the schools to increase awareness of bullying in the schools, not just for those who are bullied, but for the bullies. The Youth Bridge Bully Buster program is symbolized in these orange wristbands, and kids can wear them proudly and say that they're going to stand up to bullies and they're going to seek assistance, they're going to seek help, they're going to talk to parents and their teachers to let them know that either they're being victimized by bullies or their friends are being victimized by bullies. These kids are wanting to go to school to get an education. They want to hang out with their friends and they want to feel safe when they go to school. And when they're having challenges with their peers, we need to make sure that not only are the kids who are victims of bullying taken care of, but also to try to see what things that the bullies are needing as far as like social skills training or mentoring or any kind of help or understanding as to what's going on with them. Because sometimes it's not that they have an innate meanness to them. And one of the things that we have to do is go in, and sometimes it's a family intervention. and we can meet with the moms and the dads or the guardians or anybody else who's interacting with the kid who is having these challenging behaviors, and just put some things in place and to redirect them in order so they can be successful in the community and in the schools. YouthBridge has clinicians on staff that are experts in working with families that have these types of challenges, from mental health issues to mental illness issues. We have licensed professional counselors, we have mental health paraprofessionals, case managers, drug counselors that can get involved in a child's life to try to improve their situation. And if the family is needing more eyes and ears to be advocates for them, then YouthBridge has a team that can do that. And so with the YouthBridge Bully Buster campaign, we hope to bring awareness and action to bullying in our school systems.
We came to Arvest Bank to see what makes it different.
It's a community bank that really reaches out to the customers to make them feel special. I feel special every time I come in here.
They want to be involved in the community and want to be part of the community.
They support our university, our athletic department.
They've told us that they could have a fleet of volunteers there to help this year if we needed.
I see them at a lot of our Hispanic community events that we do.
I can't think of another bank in the city that has such a big community presence as Arvest.
Arvest Bank, our customers say it best.
Do you need new tires? Do you want a price match guarantee? Do you want to wait in a newly renovated waiting room? Do you want tire services at any time with no appointment? Then Tire Tracks is the place for you. With our price match guarantee and the largest inventory of new and used tires in the area, we have tires for every budget. Tire Tracks, Northwest Arkansas's largest independent tire dealer.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett with Everett Chevrolet. You've heard me say we have a better way to buy your new Chevy. If you've not been here to find out what that means, I want to invite you to come see us. You'll love the way we do business. And you can shop our great selection of the North American Truck of the Year, the Chevy Silverado, with the best V8 fuel economy of any full-size truck. Family owned, customer friendly, Everett Chevrolet in Springdale, I-49 at Elm Springs Road.
Hometown. That word still means something here. It means we're neighbors. We do the right thing. We care about your family. And you deserve the very best every time you walk in the front door. Har-Ber's. Hometown Fresh.
This is Jack. And this
I am starving!
is Jack's appetite. It's never satisfied.
I'm hungry. Seriously, dude? What?
Then Jack's mom started serving Tyson Anytizer snacks with all white meat and lots of protein. They're the only snacks that make Jack's appetite disappear. Tyson Anytizer snacks. Consider snacking solved.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett. Here at Everett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, family owned, customer friendly is more than just a slogan. We're dedicated to giving you the best car buying experience you've ever had. We really do want what's best for our customers, and it shows in everything we do. So come see us for a better way to buy Motor Trend's Truck of the Year, the Ram 1500. Family owned, customer friendly, Everett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Springdale.
Hello, I'm Michael Flowers.
And I'm Joanne Bauer.
YouthBridge is proud to partner with Fox 24 News to help stop bullying.
We want to stop this problem at its source, Michael, and that is why we asked classrooms throughout the region to produce a 20-second video with an anti-bullying message.
Voting will then be open to the public, and the winning classroom will win a $500 gift card presented by YouthBridge. Go to NWA homepage, click on contest, and enter your video on the anti-bullying page.
YouthBridge and Fox 24 News thank area schools for their support in bringing anti-bullying awareness to
Welcome back to Conway, Arkansas, home of the Wampus Cats, where the Har-Ber Wildcats lead 24-0 coming out of halftime as they come onto the field to warm up. Blake, quite a slow start, but finishing strong for the Wildcats.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a little lull there with the field goal that they had, but they were able to pick it up with a very explosive last drive. Really take it into halftime on a very positive note. Nothing to worry about for this offense. The defense, like I mentioned earlier, very bend but not break mentality. Revisiting the keys to the game that I was talking about earlier, contain the edge. The edge is fine. They've done a perfect job of really containing the edge from the outside. What they need to work on is the interior. Their offensive line's tearing holes in the defensive line, and their backs are shifty enough if they can break into the second level. There's really nobody there to put a pad on them, which is where most of their intermediate plays have come from. The second point was eliminate the deep play. There hasn't really been any deep plays for the Wampus Cats, so they get a big green. Har-Ber's defense gets a big green check mark next to that point. There's really no, I think, plays longer than maybe 10 or 15 yards that the Wampus Cats have had in the first half. As long as they can maintain that, they should have no problem maintaining a lead. And the third one is put pressure on the quarterback. There was at least 3 sacks in the first half by this defensive line and linebacking core, and a handful of tackles for loss. Just phenomenal work on getting and keeping pressure on a quarterback that can break the pocket but is less accurate when he does so.
So here we are waiting for the Wampus Cats to come onto the field as they do now. 2 minutes, 50 seconds left to go in halftime.
Per AAA rules, a 3-minute mandatory warm-up at the end of the halftime period. Both teams will come out onto the field and stretch.
So checking the scoreboard from across the 7A West, looks like Springdale trails Bixby. I'm trying to find the current score. I know Bixby just scored. So 15-10. So Springdale hanging in there. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the first half. Fayetteville leads 28-7. And that scores over Muskogee. And it looks like Rogers is leading Jeff City, Missouri, 17-7 going into the half. Rogers playing strong. Jeff City, Missouri, a powerhouse in Missouri. And we will try, looks like Northside 10, Greenwood 10 at the half. It's a battle there for the Grizzlies. So Har-Ber coming out of halftime leads 24-0 over the Wampus Cats. We got 50 seconds left as they warm up. They're huddling up, and we are moments away from kickoff and to start the second half. So Blake, are we going to see a lot of what we saw the first half?
Yeah, I think as far as Conway may have changed some things in their offense. I haven't seen enough of them on film. I haven't really seen any film to know whether or not they're going to keep the same play, being down by 24. As far as Har-Ber's offense go, you can expect to see more of the same from them. Expect to see deep passes on changes of momentum. Expect to see a lot of run plays trying to lull this Conway defense to sleep. More of the same from Har-Ber's offense. If it's not broken, don't try to fix it. Saw the same thing last week against Rockhurst. Came out, picked up exactly where they left off. I wouldn't expect anything less. As far as Har-Ber's defense goes, there's really nothing for them to change unless they're shoring up a little bit of the inside. But they have to be careful not to take away too much emphasis from the containment that they've already established so well. As long as they can maintain the contain that they've established, they'll be okay. The interior guys, the secondary players, are picking up those inside runs. If they focus too much on the interior, they'll take away that containment that they've worked so hard on so far. And these are a group of backs for Conway in the backfield that you do not want to let get an edge on you. So it'll be interesting to see if the Har-Ber defense made any changes at halftime, but my guess is that they did not.
So Conway lines up for the kickoff. Har-Ber will start the second half on offense. Looks like we are off and running here in Conway, Arkansas. I believe that's Trey Smith on the reception. He's going to fake a handoff, take it around the left-hand side. He's got a little bit of wiggle room there. He's picking up a couple blocks, and he's going to be tackled about the 40-yard line. So quite a kick return for Trey Smith.
A little fake reverse going on down there. Had a guy, you catch a number on it, turned around on about the 15-yard line, and they faked about 2 handoffs there and really spread out the return team of Conway. He's able to open up a running lane for Trey Smith, which got him all those extra yards.
So Har-Ber at the line of scrimmage. The ball sits right on the 41-yard line. 11:50 to go into the third quarter. Chandler back at shotgun. Hands up to Nasali up the middle. He's going to get 4 yards on the play. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 6.
Starting off with the Nasali here, a little bit of an interesting tactic, letting him take some carries. He ran very well in the first half, and I think they're trying to capitalize on some of his ability here early in the second half.
So Chandler again to Nasali up the middle, and he's going to pound him another 2, maybe even 3 yards off of that. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 4.
Nasali really the downhill back option here. Really strong, powerful legs, run through arm tackles, just drop his shoulders, and you can guarantee he's going to get almost 2 to 3 yards on every carry.
So Har-Ber 24, Conway 0 as we start the third quarter. 3rd down, Chandler back at shotgun. Fakes the pass, hands it up to Nasali, who powers forward looks like he's going to fight for 3. So that's going to bring up 4th down and 2.
Har-Ber still on their own end of the field here by about 2 yards. Interesting play call from Coach Wood coming up.
So Har-Ber looking to the sideline for confirmation. Play is in. Chandler back at shotgun. Nasali behind him. 4th down and 2. This is it. He's going to fake. He's going to hand it off to Nasali. Nasali's going to break outside. If he's got enough for a 1st down plus 5, he's going to tack another 5 on top of that and go out at the 40-yard line. So a gutsy play, but pays off for the Wildcats.
Nasali's stretching it to the sideline there, showing some of his stiff arm ability as well as some of his straight line speed, just outrunning some of the linebackers there to gain an edge in this Conway defense.
So that gives Har-Ber 1st and 10. Ball sets on the 41-yard line. That's the Wampus Cat 41-yard line. 10:08 on the clock in the third quarter. Chandler back at shotgun. Twin split to the left. Nasali up the middle again. He's gonna get about 3 or 4 yards the hard way.
A little bit of a bunny hop through the line there. Was met immediately by a linebacker upon landing, but not before he got about 4 yards out of it.
So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 6 for the Wildcats.
Score still Har-Ber 24, Conway nothing with 9:44 left in the third quarter. Har-Ber's driving down inside of Conway's territory.
So Chandler back at shotgun. Twin split left, single split to the right. Fakes the handoff, pitches it to, looks like Kunkel up around the right-hand side. He's going to get close to a 1st down, depends on the spot. He's going to be short about a yard, looks like.
Faked wide to Hannon there, and on the shovel pass to Kunkel up underneath. Usually a very effective play because nobody's expecting the fullback coming back underneath, and that low pitch is very hard for any of the defenders to see. Very hard to pick that guy up.
So 3rd down and a short 1 for Har-Ber. Chandler back at shotgun, hands it off to Hannon. He's going to be mad immediately. He might get back to the line of scrimmage.
Marking for a couple inch loss there. It's going to be 4th down for Har-Ber.
4th down and a yard, looks like. Ball sets on the 33-yard line.
And the offense stays on the field here.
Coach Wood showing a lot of confidence in his offense. Chandler back at shotgun. Trey Smith split to the left. Chandler going to grab and gears around the left-hand side. He's got plenty of room. He might go all the way, and we got a holding penalty, it looks like, on Trey Smith downfield.
He did throw that right at Trey Smith. You have to assume that's what it was. Fuller Chandler, great effort there on getting into the end zone.
So we wait from the signal from the referee, but it's sure to be holding. So it's a 10-yard penalty against Har-Ber for holding. It's going to be first down and 10. They're going to get the ball about the 12-yard line, so it'll be first and 10 from the 12. 8:24 on the clock. Har-Ber leads 24-0 over the Conway Wampus Cats.
Like though, holding is a spot of the foul penalty. It's only 10 yards from the 2-yard line down where Trey Smith was. They were all the way down there because the cornerback did not see Fuller Chandler kick out and bootleg with that football, which is why Trey Smith was able to lay such a good block on him downfield.
So Chandler back at shotgun. Twin split to the right. Trey Smith comes across. They're going to hand it up to Hannon up the middle. He's got some room on the left-hand side. He's going to have enough for a touchdown. Wildcats score again. With 8:18 left to go in the third quarter, Har-Ber strikes with 6 more points, giving them 30 points as we wait for the extra point conversion.
Har-Ber's offense still looking very solid, very comfortable running the football. It's exactly what you want to see from this team moving forward. A team that prides itself on the run, looking very effective in doing so.
So Har-Ber lines up for the extra point. Snap is good. The kick is up. The kick is good. So with 8:18 on the clock in the third quarter, Har-Ber strikes 31-0 over Conway. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back right after this. You're listening to the Wildcat Sports Network.
Chevrolet has the longest lasting, most dependable full-size trucks on the road. And at Everett Chevrolet, we think the slogan, "Find New Roads," couldn't be more at home than in beautiful Northwest Arkansas.
The 2015 Silverado has the most fuel-efficient gas V8 ever, perfect for those long drives in the country. And for those new roads that are hard to find, Silverado's rugged power will pull you through.
Family owned, customer friendly, Everett Chevrolet in Springdale.
Welcome back to Conway, Arkansas, where Har-Ber Wildcats lead 31-0 over the Conway Wampus Cats. Har-Ber lines up to kick. The kick is up. It's going to be short of the end zone this time, so we're going to have a kick return.
That
Shifty
right
little
there was what they were
run.
trying to avoid.
So Conway's going to bring the ball first and 10 to the 25 with 8 minutes and 12 seconds. It's going to be interesting to see if Conway has an answer to Har-Ber's defense.
They desperately need one here. If they're going to salvage anything from this game, it needs to be a little bit of offensive execution, the ability to get yards consistently. It doesn't have to be the big plays, but if they can continue to get those medium-length plays that they were getting early in the game, it will be good for their offense moving forward.
So first and 10, 8:12 on the clock into the third quarter. Looks like Har-Ber's got a 5 front. Quick pitch or pass to the right-hand side. He's going to have enough for about 6 yards. They're going to stay in bounds, but tackled close to the sideline.
And Brighton Cook on the tackle on the far side of the field, the cornerback.
So that is going to bring up second down and 5 for the Wampus Cats. 7:50 on the clock as it continues to roll. Smith back at shotgun for Conway. Twin split to the left, single to the right, single setback. He's going to hand it off to the single setback, and he's going to slip and fall over the 30-yard line. He might have got a yard on top of it. That'll bring up third down and a long 4. Let's call it 5.
Big down for Har-Ber's defense here. You know these guys would love to pitch their first shutout of the season against a very effective Conway team. I think very skilled offensive backfield for Conway. If they could pitch out a shutout against this team, it would be a statement win for this defense.
So Har-Ber back in a 5 front. Smith drops back, lots of pressure. He's going to be dropped for a loss of about 6 yards.
David Vowell on the sack there. I believe that's his second of the night. Came almost untouched around the left side edge there.
So that's going to give the Wampus Cats a 4th down and maybe 11. Looks like they got a nice little spot. So the ball's going to sit on the 25.5-yard line, 4th down. With 6:35 left to go in the third quarter, Har-Ber still leads 31-0. So another wobbly kick, but it gets a great Conway roll. That ball's going to be stopped down about the 33-yard line. So Har-Ber will get the ball with 6 minutes and 14 seconds on the clock in the third quarter on the 33-yard line. They lead 31-0 over the Conway Wampus Cats.
Har-Ber here playing for the mercy rule. If they score a touchdown here, that'll put them up over that 35-point mark, which will initiate a rolling clock. Wildcat Sports Network would like to thank Catering Unlimited and Tire Tracks for donating the audio equipment to make this broadcast possible. So all of our home fans 2.5 hours away in Springdale, Arkansas and abroad can follow the Har-Ber Wildcats and keep up with all these guys' hard work.
So Chandler back at shotgun in the pistol, fakes the handoff to Hannon, shuttles to Kunkel across the middle inside, and he is grinding away 5 yards.
Went back to it. Didn't see the yardage I think they wanted to out of it the first time. Wanted to see if it could be effective again. I'd say 5 to 6 yards is fairly effective, and it would be worth going back to in the future.
So 2nd down and 4 for the Wildcats. The ball sits on the 39-yard line. 5:54 on the clock. Har-Ber still leads 31-0 over the Wampus Cats. So Chandler back at shotgun. Looks like Hannon sits behind him. We got twin split to the left, a single split to the right, and looks like we're going to have a timeout from Har-Ber. So we're going to take a quick timeout here. When they do, we'll be right back right after this. You're watching the Wildcat Sports Network.
Hometown. That word still means something here. It means we're neighbors. We do the right thing. We care about your family. And you deserve the very best every time you walk in the front door. Harps. Hometown fresh.
Welcome back to Conway, Arkansas, where the Har-Ber Wildcats are leading 31-0 over the Conway Wampus Cats. Right now we have 2nd down and 4 for Har-Ber. The ball sits on the 39-yard line. Conway looking for a solution for Har-Ber's offense.
And it's going to be very tough for them to find one here. This late in the game, most of the changes that they had drawn up for varying scenarios have already been employed, and none of them seem to be working.
Chandler back at shotgun, hands it off to Hannon around the left-hand side. He's got enough for a 1st down, and he's going to get probably 2 more on top of that. So he's going to cross the 45-yard line, which gives Har-Ber 1st and 10.
From their own 45-yard line.
So 5:31 on the clock. The clock continues to roll. Har-Ber's 1st and 10. And it looks like Conway's defense is just wearing down now.
Yeah, that'll happen with the run play. Not only are they worn down physically, they're worn down emotionally. Getting the ball pounded straight at you throughout the entire game is just emotionally draining. It's very difficult to keep up with.
Chandler drops back, hands it off to Hannon, and he's going to be dropped on a little bit of a trick play.
Attempted to run the flea flicker there. Fuller Chandler just could not outrun the pressure.
So that's going to be about a 15-yard loss for the Wildcats. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 20, maybe 25, 24. And they're going to settle on 23. So 2nd down and 23 for the Wildcats. The ball's on the 32-yard line. Chandler back at shotgun, takes a snap, looks deep, throws hard to Blackton. Blackton has it. He's got enough for a first down, and he's going to tack about 7 more on top of that. Exactly what they needed, being down by 23 yards.
Chandler rifled that football in there. He basically put it on a laser beam right to Blackton. Blackton sure hands, and then just jumping back and forth, throwing guys out of the way, was able to turn that into probably 5 or 6 more yards than it was worth.
So the ball's on the 38-yard line. It's 1st and 10 for Har-Ber. Har-Ber still leads 31-0 over the Wampus Cats. Chandler back at shotgun. Twin split to the left. Intercepted. That's going to be his first interception for the year. Looks like a busted play because Blackton was going deep, and that was underthrown.
The Conway fans have something to be excited about with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Despite Har-Ber holding a 31-0 advantage, they get something to cheer about and get them on their feet and get them excited. Har-Ber's defense will get a chance to come out here and continue their shutout pitch that they've so eloquently put together so far. Guys like Sam Hall and David Vowell and Ramirez, linebackers Robertson, Nasali, been a huge part in making sure that the score is still 0 when it says home on that scoreboard over there.
So Smith for Conway drops back, throws across the middle. He's going to be incomplete.
Austin Henderson on the coverage there.
That's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Wampus Cats. The ball sits on the 32-yard line. 3:53 on the clock in the third quarter. Smith back in the pistol, shotgun, single setback. He's going to drop, going to quick throw to the left, and it's going to be complete. That's going to be for about 5 yards as he goes out of bounds.
DeMonte Allen chased out of bounds by number 14, Blaze Brothers.
So Brothers on the coverage. Ball sits about the 36-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd down and about 6.
And you'll notice that Conway tried for that huge shift in momentum play at the very beginning of this drive and did not get it. And so they're continuing to be sluggish. It's still 3rd and quite a bit of ways here.
Smith drops back, throws to the right. He's got a completion for a first down, and they're going to tack about 7 more on top of that. So that completion is going to take him across midfield. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats as they sit on Har-Ber's 49-yard line.
It was Bryce Yates on the tackle for Har-Ber there, coming over the top after a tough tackle by Brighton Cook there.
So Smith takes the ball, drops back. He's looking for a guy well covered. He's got a lot of time, not getting a lot of rush. He's still dropping back looking for somebody. No penetration from the defense, and he's going to be run out of bounds for about a 6-yard gain. That was a lot of time back there looking for receivers. Great coverage by the defensive backs, but not great penetration from the defensive line.
Yeah, the defensive line really had it rough there. They were getting, first of all, great communication by Conway's offensive line here, but I saw Sam Hall on the near side of the field closest to us over here, had 2 guys on him, and then a 3rd guy came and chipped on him from the interior of the line. They pretty much had all of them sewn up with good blocks.
So Smith hands off up the middle. They've got enough for a first down. They're going to tack on about 15 more on top of that. Har-Ber strips the ball, and it looks like there's going to be a flag on the play too. Har-Ber gets the ball. We've got some laundry on the field. I'm not sure what happened.
Whatever it is, it was thrown after the ball was recovered, so I would assume that that's after the change of possession. Usually in these scenarios, we get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on one of the 2 teams.
So we're waiting for the call from the ref. So it is going to be 1st down and 10 for Har-Ber. It is a personal foul against them, so it's going to back them up to about the 5-yard line. I guess the 8-yard line. So Har-Ber will have the ball, 1st and 10 from the 8. Although not great field position, I guess having the ball is better than being there on the defensive side.
Yeah, and you hate to see that for these Conway guys. They were starting to put something together on that drive, having something to be excited about, and then they ended up just giving the ball away, which is not good for them.
So Har-Ber's going to get the ball, going to run for about 3-yard line, or excuse me, 3. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 6 for Har-Ber. Chandler under center, 2nd down. Ball sits on the 12-yard line. Hands it up the middle. He's going to be stopped immediately at the line of scrimmage.
Har-Ber here in no hurry. They're just rolling as they do, taking their time to call the play. They're going to go ahead and let the play clock roll down, taking their sweet time. They have a 31-point advantage over Conway here, 31-0. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Perfectly content to just keep it going here, doing their own thing, not worrying about the clock. Very relaxed tempo here.
So 1:54 on the clock. It continues to roll. 3rd down and 6 for Har-Ber. Har-Ber throws to the left. It's going to be incomplete to Hannon. A little bit short on the pass. That's going to bring 4th down and 6 for Har-Ber as the punting team comes out onto the field.
I believe this would be the first game that we've seen an actual punting team from Har-Ber. Usually they adopt to go with the first team offense with the rugby style kick that allows for them to fake. But in clear situations like this, it's advantageous to have a group of guys that you know are going to do well downfield in coverage.
So Har-Ber lines up for the punt. Looks like we got a timeout for Har-Ber, so we're going to take a quick timeout, and we will be back right after this. You're listening to the Wildcat Sports Network.
This is Jack. And this
I am starving!
is Jack's appetite. It's never satisfied.
I'm hungry. Seriously, dude? What?
Then Jack's mom started serving Tyson Anytizer snacks with all white meat and lots of protein. They're the only snacks that make Jack's appetite disappear. Tyson Anytizer snacks. Consider snacking solved.
Welcome back to Conway, Arkansas, where the Wildcats lead 31-0 over the Conway Wampus Cats. Har-Ber has the ball, 4th down and 6 from the 13. Looks like the punting unit is on the field. So the kick is up. It's going to be about a 40-yard. It's going to be received by Conway, and they're going to be tackled about the 35-yard line, maybe the 36.
Blaze Brothers, Nasali, a couple other Wildcats in there on the tackle.
So with 1:40 left to go in the third quarter, Har-Ber still leads 31-0 over the Conway Wampus Cats. Conway has the ball, 1st and 10 from the 35.
Really getting the ball down on the end of the field that they gave it up for last time. They're getting a redo on that fumble. Don't expect them to waste it here.
So Smith back at shotgun. He's going to hand it off up the middle. And they're going to get about 5 yards on the carry.
Conway wanted to show that they can run the ball too. They have big offensive linemen that can move guys around, really showing they can open up those gaps and let their agile backs climb through them.
So 2nd down and 6 for the Conway Wampus Cats. 1:16 on the clock in the third quarter. Har-Ber still leads 31-0. Smith back at shotgun, takes the ball, throws quick to the left, and it looks like we're going to have a flag on the play.
It's likely a false start penalty here. Stoppage before the play.
And they're going to back Conway up 5 yards and give him another shot at 2nd down. That's going to be 2nd down and 11 now for Conway. 1:05 on the clock. Twin split to the right, single to the left, single setback. Smith back at shotgun. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and he's got pressure, and he's going to be dropped for about a 9-yard loss.
That's Chase Anderson and David Vowell in there for the half sack apiece. I believe Chase Anderson was the first one to make the contact there. That would be his 3rd sack of the game. He is all over the field just harassing this Conway backfield tonight.
That brings up 3rd down and 17 for the Wampus Cats. 25 seconds on the clock as it continues to roll. Smith drops back. Looks for a guy open, has a guy deep, but he is going to be, it's going to go in and out of his hands, so it's going to be incomplete for the Wampus Cats with 15 seconds on the clock. That's going to bring up 4th down and 17.
A lot of very upset Conway fans in front of us looking for the pass interference call there. Ref did not see enough contact, enough wraparound to call it there, though. Good, clean defensive play by Har-Ber's defense.
So 15 seconds on the clock in the 3rd quarter. Har-Ber leads 31-0 over the Conway Wampus Cats. Conway back to punt.
There's no coverage set up for Har-Ber here. Looks like they're just going to go ahead and let this punt go.
That ball is going to stop about the 12-yard line. So that's going to give Har-Ber the football with 7 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 from the 17.
Conway's defense once again faced with a tall order of contending with this very high-powered offense. Har-Ber out to prove that they're better than 31 points, but still a 31-0 advantage for the Wildcats here. 7 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
So Chandler back at shotgun. Looks like Blackton around the left-hand side. He's got a lot of room. He's got enough for a 1st down, and he's going to tack on 3 more, maybe even 4 on top of that.
Add rushing skills to Blackton's skill set. He can catch, he can move when he gets the ball downfield. He's got great breakaway speed, and apparently he can run the end around as well, too. Just a very well-rounded player that has so many aspects to his game that just makes him great.
A lot of assets for Blackton as he carries us into the 4th quarter. So at the end of the 3 quarters, we have Har-Ber leading 31-0 over the Conway Wampus Cats. Quite a showing for Har-Ber. A little bit, slow start, but coming out and finishing strong so far.
Yeah, so we still have the same score for the most part that we had coming into this half. Looking at a team that maybe has slowed down a bit. I mean, it's hard to motivate your players on either side when you're up by 31 points or when you're down by or when you're down by 31 points. From both perspectives, there's not as much urgency to play the same level of football that you were playing when the score was still 0-0. So it'd be nice to see a pickup in the intensity and no drop off despite the deficit on either side.
So Har-Ber will have the ball, 1st and 10 on the 31 to start a fresh 12 on the clock to start the 4th quarter down here in Conway, Arkansas. Chandler back at shotgun. The spread formation. Going to hand it off up the middle. He's going to get about 2 yards.
Number 3, Dalton Duong-Dar on the carry.
So 2nd down and 8 for Har-Ber, who leads 31-0 over Conway.
Empty backfield for Fuller Chandler here.
So Chandler back at shotgun by himself, as Blake said. Looks like Hannon's going to join him. And somebody jumping off sides, it looks like, on the defense.
There should be a neutral zone infraction here. It'll depend on what the ref saw.
Guess they're going to mark off against Har-Ber. So that's going to back him up for 5, and that's going to give him 2nd down and about 14.
Regardless of who jumped first, the offense more times than not will get blamed for that. The defense is allowed to move as long as they don't encroach on the neutral zone. The offense, however, cannot move at all, and so they get the finger pointed at them more often than not.
Chandler back, going to fake the handoff, drops deep, and he's got a lot of pressure, and it's going to be completed.
Dalton Duong-Dar on the reception there, catching a high lofted ball thrown by Fuller Chandler that was under pressure when he unloaded that one.
About 30-yard pass completion for Har-Ber. It's going to give them first down and 10. Ball sits on the 39-yard line on Conway's 39.
You got to be kicking yourself if you're Conway secondary. They had all kinds of time to get between the receiver and that ball. Just laid in perfectly despite the pressure that was put on them, though.
10:53 to go in the fourth quarter down in Conway, Arkansas, as Har-Ber leads 31-0. Chandler back at shotgun. Trey Smith is going to join him. Hands off to Trey Smith, who's going to be dropped for he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. It looks like Conway is going to have a personal foul, slapping the face of one of the Har-Ber linemen.
That's just unacceptable. I don't care what team you play for. You don't do that to people. And keep your tempers in check or stay on the sidelines.
So Conway's going to be backed up. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty, so Har-Ber will get the ball first and 10 on the 24-yard line now.
I think a lot of that's this frustration coming through. It's very tough as a team to be down by 31 points, 10 and a half minutes left in the fourth quarter, and still be expected to play at the same level that you were in the first quarter when the score was still 0-0.
10:24 on the clock. It continues to roll here in the fourth quarter. Har-Ber up 31-0, threatening to strike again. So Hannon up the middle the hard way. He's going to get maybe 2 yards, and they're going to push him back. But he's going to have some forward progress there.
Har-Ber's still sticking with its ground and pound style of offense, opting to try to move guys out of the way and run it right down their throats, and it's seemingly working so far. Even on a play that Hannon got met by 3 Conway defenders, he still got a yard on the play.
So 9:45 left to go in the game. Har-Ber's 31, Conway 0. Chandler fakes the handoff, throws it deep to the right-hand side, and in and out of the hands, I believe that was Blackton, isn't it?
Yeah, very rare drop for him there. I think he thought the ball was going to get tipped by the defender. The ball just slipped right through his hands, right next to his chest. You won't see him drop that ball very often.
So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 9 for Har-Ber. 9:32 on the clock as it stops from the incomplete pass. Har-Ber looking to the sideline for confirmation from Coach Wood. Har-Ber still leads 31-0 over the Conway Wampus Cats. Chandler back at shotgun, one split to the right, one to the left. Drops back, fires to the left to Trey Smith. It's complete. It's enough for a first down, and he's going to be tackled about the 10-yard line. So that's going to give Har-Ber the ball first and goal.
Fuller Chandler should really be commended here for how often he's just planting his feet in the pocket, taking hits, and still delivering passes on the money, shifting his weight from his back foot to his front foot, not breaking his form just because there's pressure bearing down on him from the left and the right. Doing really a stand-up job of taking one on the chin, putting the team on his back, whatever you want to call it, delivering great passes.
So Chandler back at shotgun, twin split to the right, Trey Smith to the left, Hannon up the middle. He's going to go bounce around the right-hand side and get down to the 2.
Keep in mind that a Har-Ber touchdown here will instigate the mercy rule, and we will have a rolling clock for the remainder of the game.
So I'm going to mark it on the 2-yard line. 2nd down and goal for Har-Ber. 8:37 on the clock as it continues to roll. Har-Ber leads 31-0 over the Conway Wampus Cats and threatening to strike again. Chandler under center, hands it off to Nasali, and he's going to score for a touchdown over the right-hand side. So that's going to give the Wildcats 6 more points, adding insult to injury here to the Wampus Cats in Conway, Arkansas.
After this PAT, the score is going to be 38-0 Har-Ber, easily clearing that 35 points required for the Mercy roll, instigating that rolling clock. Har-Ber really looking here to pitch the shutout. Their offense has performed admirably this game, putting up, pending this kick here, 38 points of total offense, and it's no good.
Kind of a bad snap, it looked like, and the kick is no good. So that's going to lock Har-Ber at 37. So with 8 minutes and 17 seconds left to go in the fourth in the game, Har-Ber leads 37-0 over the Conway Wampus Cats. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to the Wildcat Sports Network.
Chevrolet has the longest lasting, most dependable full-size trucks on the road. And at Everett Chevrolet, we think the slogan, "Find New Roads," couldn't be more at home than in beautiful Northwest Arkansas. The 2015 Silverado has the most fuel-efficient gas V8 ever, perfect for those long drives in the country. And for those new roads that are hard to find, Silverado's rugged power will pull you through. Family owned, customer friendly, Everett Chevrolet in Springdale.
Interesting that it stopped. 1st and 10. Hands off to the left-hand side. They're going to get enough for a touchdown, and they're going to score.
And that'll get the Conway fans on their feet here, finally getting on the board after several quarters of hard fought with nothing to show for it. Conway finally gets on the board, makes something happen on offense, and rewards these guys for their hard work tonight.
So with 5 minutes and 13 seconds left on the clock, Conway scores. As they line up for the extra point. The snap is good, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So that's going to give the Wampus Cats of Conway 7 to Har-Ber's 37. And that's going to stop the clock at 5 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in the ball game.
And something we have not mentioned tonight, we have a very good view of the visiting bleachers here where all of the Har-Ber fans are sitting. Very, very good turnout by Har-Ber's faithful. Long 2.5-hour drive, but doesn't seem to affect how many people showed up for this game. It's always great to have that many people going on long road trips with you to cheer you on. Big shout out to the Har-Ber fan base for this one. And also during this change of possession, the Wildcat Sports Network would like to thank Catering Unlimited and Tire Tracks for providing the audio equipment to make this broadcast possible. Letting all those fans that didn't make the 2.5-hour trip, giving them a way to watch these guys, all the hard work they've put in this summer, showcase their talents.
So Conway lining up to kick off after their first touchdown of the game. Har-Ber lining up in an onside kick return. Looks like Har-Ber's going to call a timeout. So we're going to take a break with them. You're watching the Wildcat Sports Network where Har-Ber leads in Conway 37-7. We'll be back right after.
We came to Arvest Bank to see what makes it different.
It's a community bank that really reaches out to the customers to make them feel special. I feel special every time I come in here.
They want to be involved in the community and want to be part of the community.
They support our university, our athletic department.
They've told us that they could have a fleet of volunteers there to help this year if we needed.
I see them at a lot of our Hispanic community events that we do.
I can't think of another bank in the city that has such a big community presence as Arvest.
Arvest Bank, our customers say it best.
Welcome back to Conway, Arkansas, where the Wildcats of Har-Ber lead 37-7 over the Conway Wampus Cats. Conway striking just moments ago for the first time all game, where they will line up to kick. And it looks like Har-Ber initially lined up for an onside kick, but they elected to go back into the traditional kick return.
Too late for Wampus Cats to run an onside kick here. They only have 5 minutes left to cover way too much ground. Be a little tacky to run an onside kick.
So the kick is up. The kick's going to be short, and it's going to be picked up on the 15-yard line. And they're going to get across the 25-yard line.
There was an amazing stiff arm thrown there by, I believe that was thrown by Blackton. Somebody got the wrong end of his hand and tasted the turf prematurely.
So Blackton handing out some no-nos here at the end of the fourth quarter. 5:08 on the clock. Har-Ber leads 37-7 over the Conway Wampus Cats. First down and 10 for Har-Ber. Ball sets on the 25.5-yard line. We're going to be a quick dive, enough for probably a yard. It's going to be a stingy, looks like a tough yard, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Depends on where the spot is.
Look for Har-Ber as the clock continues to roll to just be content to burn this clock. They've worked very hard tonight. Still maintaining focus on the execution. Got a lot of the backup guys in. Get them some good quality reps.
So Hennington back at quarterback. He's going to fake the handoff, roll to the right, throws on the run, and it's going to be completed for about an 8-yard gain.
Bradley Bowling on the reception there. Rolled in a great pass from Hennington. And that's the execution I was talking about. Good Friday night reps for these guys that can meaningfully contribute if somebody gets hurt or somebody gets tired. We need guys that could come in and play very good backup positions.
So Har-Ber at the line of scrimmage. Hennington brings him up. He's in shotgun. In the pistol formation, 3rd down and about 3. He's going to hand it off up the middle for a quick dive up the gut. It looks like it's going to be close to a first down.
Going to be on the spot here.
And they're motioning to move the flag, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for Har-Ber. There's 3 minutes and 32 seconds left to go in the ball game. Har-Ber leads 37-7 over Conway Wampus Cats. And I see a lot of new faces in the game now, Blake. Looks like we're going to get some 7A West practice.
Yep. When you're winning by this much and the clock continues to roll, bring in the guys that you want to see how they perform. See how these guys gel together. Great execution there by number 21, TJ Eckwood.
Eckwood around the right-hand side. He's going to get close to the 45-yard line. They're going to mark it about the 44, so that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 3 for Har-Ber. 2 minutes 49 on the clock. It continues to roll. I don't think we're going to see another pass play the rest of the game.
Most likely not. The clock continues to roll down under 2 minutes and 40 seconds now. Probably Har-Ber's going to elect to run out this clock, preserve this lead.
So Hennington hands it off up the middle, enough for a 1st down.
We will probably get under 2 minutes before this next snap. The referee keep having to remind the clock to continue to roll. It's stopping a couple times.
I think the scorekeeper's wanting to keep the guys on the field as long as possible. Hennington, quick pass to the right-hand side. It's going to be rushed out of bounds for about an 8-yard gain as the clock continues to roll to the 2-minute mark.
Har-Ber still has a 37-7 advantage over the Conway Wampus Cats. Down with 1 minute and 50 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Excellent performance out of this Har-Ber Wildcat team. Executed when you needed them to. Came up with big plays when you needed them to. Looks very promising for these guys moving forward.
So quick dive up the middle for about 2 yards, maybe even 3 yards. Minute 26 on the clock as it continues to bleed off. Ending one of Har-Ber's strong finishes for the matches against Conway with a 3rd down and 1 yard to go. Ball sets on the 44-yard line. Hennington takes a snap, hands it off up the middle, enough for a 1st down, and about 3 more on top of that. So just at 1 minute 4 seconds on the clock. Har-Ber still leads 37-7. 1st down and 10 on the 40. Hennington in at quarterback. And we're going to have some laundry on the field here.
Clock will continue to roll. Down under 43 seconds now, despite the false start penalty. And Har-Ber's okay with this. If they do not start the play clock soon, they don't have to snap they have started it. They'll have to snap at least one more play in this ball game.
So 26 seconds, 25 on the clock as it continues to roll. 1st down and 15 after the penalty. Ball sets on the 45-yard line. Hennington takes the snap, hands it off up the middle. Going to break around the left-hand side. Going to get about 5 yards on the play as that takes us probably to the end of the game, and it does, where Har-Ber wins against the Wampus Cats of Conway, 37-7. Blake, strong finish for the Wildcats.
Yeah, absolutely. A 37-7 victory over Conway. Very good start for the rest of the season, I think, especially moving into next week conference play. We'll talk a little bit about that more after the break. Coming up after the break, we'll talk about the keys to the game that made Har-Ber win this one? What went well on defense? What went well on offense? Some of the key players that made that happen. And then we'll roll into talking about our opponent next week, which will be the Rogers High School Mounties. You're listening to the Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be back right after this break.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett. Here at Everett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, family-owned, customer-friendly is more than just a slogan. We're dedicated to giving you the best car buying experience you've ever had. We really do want what's best for our customers, and it shows in everything we do. So come see us for a better way to buy Motor Trend's Truck of the Year, the Ram 1500. Family-owned, customer-friendly, Everett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Springdale.
The Youth Bridge Bully Buster program is this program that we are pushing through the schools to increase awareness of bullying in the schools, not just for those who are bullied, but for the bullies. The Youth Bridge Bully Buster program is symbolized in these orange wristbands, and kids can wear them proudly and say that they're going to stand up to bullies and they're going to seek assistance, they're going to seek help, they're going to talk to parents and their teachers to let them know that either they're being victimized by bullies or their friends are being victimized by bullies. These kids are wanting to go to school to get an education. They want to hang out with their friends and they want to feel safe when they go to school. And when they're having challenges with their peers, we need to make sure that not only are the kids who are victims of bullying taken care of, but also to try to see what things that the bullies are needing as far as like social skills training or mentoring or any kind of help or understanding as to what's going on with them. Because sometimes it's not that they have an innate meanness to them. And one of the things that we have to do is go in, and sometimes it's a family intervention. And we can meet with the moms and the dads or the guardians or anybody else who's interacting with the kid who is having these challenging behaviors, and just put some things in place and to redirect them in order so they can be successful in the community and in the schools. YouthBridge has clinicians on staff that are experts in working with families that have these types of challenges, from mental health issues to mental illness issues. We have licensed professional counselors, we have mental health paraprofessionals, case managers, drug counselors that can get involved in a child's life to try to improve their situation. And if the family is needing more eyes and ears to be advocates for them, then YouthBridge has the team that can do that. And so with the YouthBridge Bully Buster campaign, we hope to bring awareness and action to bullying in our school systems.
This is Jack. And this
I am starving!
is Jack's appetite. It's never satisfied.
I'm hungry. Seriously, dude? What?
Then Jack's mom started serving Tyson Anytizer snacks with all white meat and lots of protein. They're the only snacks that make Jack's appetite disappear. Tyson Anytizer snacks. Consider snacking solved.
Welcome back to Conway, Arkansas, where Har-Ber Wildcats win over the Wampus Cats of Conway, 37-7. Blake, strong showing from the Wildcats tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw just overall from the defense and the offense, just a solid performance all the way around. Talking about the defensive keys, we talked about this a little bit before the game and a little bit coming back from halftime. They did everything they needed to do to pitch a shutout for the most part. We saw a little bit of guys start to roll in towards the end there, which I think contributed to Conway eventually scoring that touchdown. But as far as the beginning of the game and most of the third quarter, they contained the edge. The edge play was great out of these defensive ends and the linebackers coming up on the outside edge. It was the second level of the interior that they kind of gave up in order to protect that edge and try to contain some of that speed that Conway had. They eliminated the deep play almost entirely. There was only 3 or 4 balls that Smith threw down the field for Conway, and I don't think any of them were completed. They completely took away the big play potential of a very potent Conway offense, which is another key for this defense. The third key was they were putting pressure on the quarterback. I actually lost count after 3 sacks. I think there was at least 2 more, but all night long they were putting pressure on the quarterback, forcing bad throws down the field, making him uncomfortable in the pocket, flushing him from the pocket, really helping out the Har-Ber defensive secondary, which I think was the last factor that contributed to what I'm going to go ahead and call a shutout win for the starters. While all of those guys were in, they pitched a shutout. The offense, what they did well, obviously, number one, we had another solid day from Fuller Chandler and Luke Hannon. You can pretty much count on them as being impact players that can show up every single week and make an impact on the game. These are guys that are not expected to have off weeks. And so far, I don't think either of them have. They both played up to their potential. Chandler with at least 2 more touchdowns that I counted today and a handful of yards to go with those. The second one here is the line gave Fuller Chandler time to throw the football. Aside from a couple blitzes that didn't get picked up around the edge, which Chandler handled beautifully by just hanging in the pocket, making sure he completed his throwing motion, delivering accurate throws, the line did a very good job. Very solid work by these guys. Drew Dodson, Kyle Guthrie, Manuel Carrillo, Ross Childers, Damon Nelson. These guys were really the backbone of this offense tonight, and they had a few good screenplays down the field where they showcased some of their speed and their downfield blocking. Just all around great work by that body of guys. And the third thing I think is execution. I think we see a completely different offense in front of us week 3 than we did in the scrimmage in week 1 against Webb City. Even from last week in the win over Kansas City Rockhurst, I'm seeing better execution, less fumbles, better throws down the field. Chandler's really shoring up some of his downfield passes to where, I mean, they're pretty much all right on the money. And aside from maybe 1 or 2 drops, he was almost perfect tonight. Look for more of that in the future. Teams don't usually go backwards. I think it's a very bright future for Har-Ber's offense, and again, once a stellar game from Har-Ber's defense. Moving forward, Donald, do you want to talk to us a little bit about our next opponent, the Rogers High School Mounties?
Yeah, the Mounties are 0-2 so far, but they do lead Jeff City, Missouri, which is a powerhouse in the state of Missouri, 24-14 here in the middle of the fourth quarter for them. So it's going to be interesting to see how that game ends because, like I said, Jeff City, Missouri, year after year after year, one of the winningest programs in the state of Missouri at the highest classification. So it's a big surprise as far as I'm concerned for Rogers to put up quite the battle. So not an 0-2 team playing tonight up in Rogers, but Har-Ber, strong finish today, strong finish the last 2 weeks. They're going into Rogers to start conference play. What are your thoughts, Blake?
Well, I think the one thing that Har-Ber's going to have to focus on is the style of defense that they're playing. Once again, they go into a run-heavy offense. One of the big things that Rogers likes to do is cut block. Coming off the line, these offensive linemen will just put their face masks, put their shoulder pads right into your knees and try to upend the entire front of the line and then rely on this power run game. They're very similar to Har-Ber as they'll take downfield shots when they feel that they've lulled the secondary to sleep. I wouldn't say very scary, a little scary for this Har-Ber defense considering that's exactly what Webb City did to them in week 1. So you need to go back. They're going to watch film tomorrow morning. By tomorrow morning, the entire focus will be on the Rogers High School Mounties, no longer on the Conway Wampus Cats. And next week, that's all they're going to be talking about is where they need to improve or where they were week 1 at Webb City. How they're going to shore up the run play. It's a different kind of offense than we've seen the past 2 weeks, so the defense is going to have to adjust. I think next week, without a doubt, you can expect the exact same success that you had tonight from the offense. The Rogers defense traditionally runs very similar to the rest of the defenses in our conference, so I wouldn't worry too much about Har-Ber's offense performing against an 0-2 defense. I haven't watched them play yet, but from the talk earlier, there's been sports writers that were basically considering that the 2 Rogers schools would be the 2 teams in the conference not to make the playoffs this year. This is coming from guys that have seen them play. So it'll be an interesting scenario seeing how Har-Ber's offense responds to a defense in conference play and also how a defense responds to an offensive style much like the one that they faltered against in week 1.
So Har-Ber back home next Friday night against the Rogers Mounties to open conference play. As we said earlier, Rogers Mounties 0-2, but they do have a head start on Jeff City as they get into the fourth quarter. I think down here in Conway, we're probably going to wrap it up, head back up the mountain back to Springdale. So on behalf of Superintendent Dr. Jim Rollins and Athletic Director Wayne Stellick, I'm Donald Tucker and Blake Tucker. We'll see you next Friday. You're listening to the Wildcat Sports Network.